Cedric's gone, and you're in that spot now. Just how's that adjustment been?
Yeah.
Do you feel a little bit of the pressure of trying to replace him in the
Yeah. I wouldn't say pressure. Sed and Power, that linebacker room, that etiquette that they've built in previous backers like Gemma and Surratt, like that thing that they built leading up is I don't feel no pressure really. Cedric was obviously a great player, All-American player. He himself took me under his wings to be ready for this moment right now. So I don't really feel no pressure. I'm just ready to go out there and play.
What did you learn from him watching him play?
I mean, everything, like as far as like how to go about things, how to earn respect in the locker room. Coming in as an early enrolled 17-year-old kid, like just keeping your head down and just gaining the respect from your peers is the first thing you want to do, and just not be cocky level. Just stay down until you come up, pretty much.
A couple of the guys have said you're a little bit like a hybrid between Power and Cedric.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I would say I feel like I'm my own self, but I obviously have the traits from both. Whereas Power, well, they both have great traits. Like, whereas Power is like they both. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't really separate the hybridness because they both can do everything. I feel like really well, and I feel like I can do pretty much everything as well.
Other than the bowl game at Campbell, you didn't get a ton of snaps last year, but you got a few almost in every game. How did that help, just getting out there and seeing totally different alignments as that you guys faced last year?
No, it definitely helped because, just being ready, being that third backer that last year I was just ready. I was studying film every year, and every time I came out, trying to do what I can, not have any, in the short plays I have, make any mistakes, but, just go out there and play. So those different looks definitely helped me a lot going forward because coming out, studying film for our upcoming weeks, I've seen a lot of formation that I got in those plays.
Amare, to go off of that, how much did playing in that bowl game? Can you kind of take us through
the
experience of playing in that game?
Yeah, ever since pretty much I knew my time was coming pretty much because once I was waiting for Sed to opt out, but I've been ready that whole year to play. So just that bowl game experience, I've been ready all year. So that bowl game experience wasn't too crazy. Got the starting game jitters, that type of stuff. But I was pretty much ready. I've been doing the same thing I've been doing all year. So.
Do you want to take us just through the tattoos that you have there?
Oh yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
First, this is Florence. It's my great grandmother's name. She raised me, growing up. This one says, "Behind every child who believes in himself is a parent who believes first," and that's just kudos to my family and my parents because they always believed in me before I gained any confidence for myself. This one is the principles competing against yourself and being better than you were the day before, which is pretty much just stacking days and getting better every single day. You got to be better than the day before. And this one is just family comes first. Family's a big thing in my life, and I love them. So.
What have you seen from Coach Collins?
Coach Collins, I love ever since he got here, he was straightforward. Just his excitement and his energy. I feel like that's been reiterated a lot throughout all the players. But the way he wants to play, more so people can change schemes and plays, but he wants to build that effort, that intensity that you play the game of football with, and that's pretty much what I got from him.
Amare, you dropped Jeremiah Gemmell and Chaz Surratt's name pretty quickly, which kind of perked my ears up a little bit. Those guys were here. You might have been in middle school.
Yep.
Is that just part of what you picked up from Ced? Because it seemed like, I don't know, it seems like the lineage of the linebackers was important to him.
Yes, sir.
Is that something, one of the things you learned from him, and how did he sort of impress that upon you?
Yeah, even Dig itself has broke down the layout of every year there's a lineage. It's been Chaz or Gemma and then Ced and Power and me, and all the other linebackers, just the creed, our creed is to play tough, play smart, and give everything you got. And Ced, hands down, every single day, him and Power every single day, just watching that with my eyes, it's just I pick up things really good. So just them doing that every day, no days off. So that's pretty much how I got that.
You talked a lot of way to describe this big DN that's coming in the second vote. What's the best way to describe him?
I would say I wouldn't say intense. He's intense. I would say intense. Yeah, I'd say intense in the weight room. Bo does his little pre-lift things where he gets amped up. So I just feel like he's really intense, and he's a great player. His you see he's 6'5", he can run, he can pretty much do everything. He's a great athlete and even smart. He's a very smart player.
The value of the bowl game film.
Yeah.
60 some odd snaps, whatever it was. What are a couple of things you picked out from that film that you really focused on this offseason that you had to improve if you were going to be a 70 snap guy in the game?
For me, I'd say just that seeing things in game that you see in practice versus scout or rather versus the offense, that is just a different feeling game. Feeling those game reps will take you a lot way more than those practice reps because those help, but feeling those game reps and those game different plays and down and distance and those things really helped me in just overall game speed. That was my first time really having to carry my win and carry my body through a game. So like getting my body right pretty much over the last summer.
And now as a starter in fall camp, spring practice is one thing.
Yes, sir.
Fall camp's different.
Yeah.
How are you approaching this right now, and how do you feel yourself growing more into that
Yeah,
role?
I feel like my biggest focuses from the spring to now was overall body, getting more lean, getting more faster, and I feel like during the summer those are things I took pride in. So going down in the fall, I feel like I'm in my best shape I've ever been in my life. So just those things, getting stronger, getting faster, so I can be ready for camp.
You've mentioned Power's name a lot.
Yeah.
Have you kind of seen him develop as a leader
Yeah,
this year?
I mean he's always been that kind of quiet. Like Power is a quiet person, but now with Sed gone, he has to step into that role more, and he's done an excellent job. Like Power has had respect probably since he's been here, but he's being more vocal with it, which is rubbing off on all of us, and everybody has respect for Power. So he's just building up on his vocalness and him just leading the way.
What's the sense of responsibility?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word that you feel when you've gotten the endorsement from Sed and Power. Like they've said you're the next guy up. You know what I mean? Like what is that? I don't know if responsibility is the right word, but what is that feeling like for you knowing that they've sort of given you the endorsement?
The feeling I pretty much say I feel the same since, because growing up, like me myself was always been like, just hard work, and like my father driven that into me, and my family, those peers around me always driven that into me. But with getting here and Sed and Power, like not just in what I do, just like everyone around you, like holding everyone accountable, and just those little things, like I don't feel no responsibility because they already built that in me. So I have the responsibility, but it's already been in myself. So I'm just doing what I've been doing, what they taught me, and I feel like just rubbing it off on the younger linebackers too.
That energy that you talk about with Coach Collins, that feels like that's something you hear every single time someone talks about. Do you have any kind of like anecdotes about that personally that you think kind of represent who he is as a person from that perspective?
What do you mean anecdotes?
Like anything you're like, oh yeah, like any kind of classic fun stories.
Rooms,
anything like that.
Yeah, I would just say our team meetings, like the thing about him, like he remembers like those plays, like he's been at Florida, Temple, like just he can break us through like every single play, like he'll have a concept for that play and he'll show us when it did back then, and he's just like, God, cuz. You're like the motherfucking pick six right there, like
he asked if he could. So we're good.
Yeah. I asked if I could, but like,
we're all friends here. We're all friends here.
Yeah, just like in our
Keep it clean.
Right. In those meetings, just that energy, like he has the intensity, like even back from when he was at those older places, he still has that intensity from those plays. So that I would just say that.
You're safe because you were quoting somebody.
Yeah.
I saw the air quotes. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you liking about the defense?
That's great.
I mean, I feel like last year, we might have not been a close-knit group, but I feel like now we're all bonding very well. Like we're all like brotherly love. Like camp, it's like we're just there with us. So like we're just all getting along well. We're all just communicating. Like we're all just loving it, having a great time.
Are there any specific experiences that have led to that closeness?
I would say just workouts. Like those summer workouts, like that builds you, like it builds your character. So like just holding each other accountable during those summer workouts and just pushing each other every single day. That definitely helped us bring us together.
What has Joshua Harris brought to the defense?
Yeah, Josh. I mean, he's huge. You see him. He's definitely a great piece in our run fit. Like they can't move him, and he can pass rush as well. So I feel like he's been a great addition. Like he has high spirits. He's a great person. So he's definitely helped a lot.
He's also father of two, and a lot of people have used the word maturity with him.
Yeah.
Just want to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, definitely. He's very mature. He has 2 kids, but he still has that kid in him. He's still playing with us, so we trying to bring that kid out in him before he has to go be a parent. But he's obviously been a great leader to all the younger D-line, everybody in the room, defensive room.
Amare, you were talking a little bit about what your offseason looked like, some of the things you were working on. I guess going into this year, what would you kind of identify as the strengths of your game, some of the things that you feel that you do better?
Yeah. Some of my strengths, obviously, I feel like physicality, and I can cover very well. Just like that down-to-down focus and like knowing down and distance and like play recognition, very my things I'm going to focus on, trying to know the play before it happens so I can make more plays that way. Yeah.
Real quick, you were 17 when you got here?
Yes, sir. I'm 18 now. I turned 19 at the end of first game, actually. On the day of the first game, I turned 19.
Your 19th birthday is the Minnesota game?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So did you skip a grade or anything?
No, I just had a late birthday, so Mom just go to school when I was like 4. So, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Thought it was interesting.
Okay.
All right. 19th birthday in Minnesota. We'll see you
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate